All right, so to start off with, we have an email from another Kohen, from Bernard Liebtag. He says he's been following both your 8-minute and the full daf. They are great. And as others have pointed out, I feel like I'm part of the chevra. Geschmack. Hope to visit you soon. We're still live? Okay. Just don't touch the buttons. All right, so he knows for a fact that as a kohen, the minig in Israel is that a kohen can be the chazan for tefillah. I personally don't daven for the Amid, except when I have Yortzai, but I know kohanim that do daven for the Amid. Bernard Liebtag, that's basically what Rav Shomberg said in Eretz Yisrael. And I was thinking, that maybe the pshat is that in Eretz Yisrael they do berachos kanim every day, and the whole point is that people shouldn't get confused. So in Eretz Yisrael they don't have that problem getting confused. All right, here's another beautiful email. Hello, Rav Eli. I watch your full shir every morning. I want you to know that it's something I really look forward to every day. At first, the thought of sitting and paying attention for a full 45 minutes scared me. But after watching a couple of shiurim, I realized it's not so bad. After all the emails, the shepherding, jokes, and the jokes from you and your guys, it's more like an enjoyable half hour, which is way more manageable. You got a good laugh here from Noilam. Every once in a while, I'll find that the time during the day to do a little chazor. This guy's laughing here. Yehuda, you got Nachman Seltzer. All right. It's going to be in his next books this year. Every once in a while, you find time during the day to do a little chazor during work. Attached, you'll find a picture of that. This actually is a very inspiring picture for me, more than the one coming up in Fort Lauderdale. Here's a guy with his work gloves on, with his work hat, with his jeans, the whole zach with the machine. I don't know what it is, maybe some generator, I don't know. But, he's even doing he's putting the wires together as he's listening, but he's listening in his ears, and here's the 8-minute daf. Okay, here it is. So keep those pictures coming, Rabbi Isai. The chevra walking by on 43rd and Fort Hamilton were astonished, and they couldn't fathom the idea of an 8-minute daf actually being a thing, quotation marks. I explained the idea to them. Hopefully you'll have a couple more sign-ups in the next couple of days. Keep up the amazing work, and I hope to someday join one of your live shiurim, Yehuda from Far Rockaway. But he works on Fort Hamilton, 43rd Street in Brooklyn. And here is a picture from Todd Lynn, TODDLYNN, doing the daf in Fort Lauderdale. Now this, by the way, Rabbi Side, this gives me a little bit of a because I have a place in Miami. I haven't been there in 6 years. 6 years. My wife was there a couple weeks ago. My kids go there all the time. But I have the daf. So keep on shtaching me. Keep on sending those pictures from Miami and Fort Lauderdale and from all the other nice places.
I like the floor.
Huh?
I like the floor.
The who? The floor. Oh, okay. He wants to know where you got the floor from. Todd, where did this floor come from?
It's a table.
Oh, it's a table. It's a table. No, you meant this floor over here. Yeah. Okay. It's a nice table. A lot is not Eretz Yisrael. Okay. Zok Gemara. We're holding daf. Today's daf Lamed Zayin. We're holding the bottom of daf Lamed Vav and Beis. Gufa. We just learned Rabbi Shmuel Amr Tavayu. So is it really half an hour like you said? I said I don't have a clock anymore. Rabbi Shmuel Amr Tavayu. Kol sheyesh bo mechamesh haminim mevarchim olav borei minei mizoynos. So he said anything that has the 5 grains, wheat, barley, spelt, etc. Borei minei mizoynos. Vitmarnami. So what does it say? Kol sheyesh bo. As long as it has a little bit of this from these grains, it's a borei minei mizoynos. Vitmanami, Rabbi Shmuel Amr Tavayu, a similar lashon, but not really. It says, Kol shuhu mechameshes haminim mevorchim olav borei minei mizoynos. If it has, so which one is it? Kol sheyesh boy is it has a little bit. Kol shuhu, it is. The whole thing is chameshes haminim. So does the whole thing have to be chameshes haminim, or could it be a mixture? Utzricha di ashmiinam kol shuhu have aminim mishum de isei be'enei. It is. So if it is, that means you notice it, you see it. Aval yidei taroy v'sloi but if it's a mixture, not. Kol mashmalon kol sheyesh bo, as long as it has some grains in it. Levi, come here. There's room over here next to us. Yeah. V'yashminin kol sheyesh bo, have amina kol sheyesh bo b'chamesh aminim in, aval oirez v'doichan loy. I would think that dafka if it has the 5 grains, but oirez and doichan not. Why? Mishum da'idei taroives, they usually come as a mixture, not as the main thing. Aval isebeinei neimel afilu oirez v'doichan nami. But if they are the main thing, mivarchim alav bari minei mizoynois, komash malon, kol shum chameshes haminim hu de mivarchim alav. So let's stop here for a second. What's this oirez v'doichan business? What's oirez? So everybody thinks oirez is rice. Rashi's mechulek on everybody. And Rashi says, this is oirez. Millet. Is that how you pronounce it? Millet. And doichan is pancake grass or something? Panic grass. This is Rashi. We usually go with Rashi, but since everybody's mechulek on Rashi, and the Shulchan Aruch brings la halacha, that it's basically what we call rice. The Goyin and the Mishnah Berurah, they all say it means rice. And in my head, it means rice, and others means rice. So we'll go with that. So says the Gemara, La fuke oirez v'doichan, dafilu isse be'enei loy mivarchinon boir minei mizarnis. It comes to tell us that chameshes aminim are mizarnis, but not the rice and the doichan. So now the Gemara is going to go into a whole long discussion. What bracha do we make on rice? And I remember this sugya very clearly because in the Dirshu test, it had this question. The question was, what bracha do you make on bread made out of rice? Bread made out of rice. Anybody know the answer? Machlokes doesn't really cut it for this one. I'll tell you why. Because it's a 4-way machlokes. It's a 4-way machlokes. So you got to be more specific. Hadama? Nobody says Hadama, but keep on going.
No bracha at all.
I said bread. I didn't say rice cake. I said
Rice bread is disgusting. There's bracha on it.
no. But the question is, what bracha rishona do you make, and what bracha achrona do you make? What are anybody tell me what the bracha achrona could be besides you that learned it yesterday? Bar nefashos. What else? Alamichya. Who said alamichya?
It's rice.
Alamichya. What else?
It's rice.
So we have, believe it or not, we have Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri that got everybody on the test. Birkas Hamazon. So look at this. Here it goes. These are the 4 shitas. Rav and Shmuel say what I'm talking about. That's why you got to come learn a little bit. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Where are you from here?
I'm from West Hempstead and Boynton Beach.
West Hempstead and Boynton Beach. Wow, you got to sign the thing. We have to say also Tzeitzchem L'Shalom to Mr. Fireman. He was here for 2 weeks. Don't forget to sign your name. We got a beautiful guest book. We hope to fill it up soon.
An email address.
I'm not gonna embarrass that guy right over there. Who's that? Your son? You're also new here. Okay, great. Anyways, Rav and Shmuel say the bracha rishon is shahakol, bracha achroina on a shahakol is bar nefashos. Rabbanan say it's a mezainas. So what do you make a bracha on a mezainas? A bracha achroina is bar nefashos. But Rabbi Gamliel says mezainas and me'ein shalosh. You make ala michya. And finally, Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says on rice bread you make ha'amoitzi and you make a birkas hamazon. So these are the 5. So machlokes would not cut it over here. These are kind of complicated shitas. So that's what we're going to be learning here. Vatanyo hevi lefanov pas oirezu pas doichan bread. Mivarach olav tchila v'soif kemaisik deiro. Similar to what we had yesterday, like some sort of daisa, like a oatmeal, a porridge. V'chegabi maisik deiro taya. So what bracha do you make on a gdeira? On a cooked oatmeal? Batchila mevarach olav boirei minei mezainos. V'soif mevarach olav bracha achas mein shalosh. So that goes like the green. Rabbi Gamliel, mezainos and mein shalosh. But we just said that you don't make a me'ein shalish. We said before, we finished off the sugya, that oires v'doichanami, you think that you make a mezainis? No, you don't make a mezainis on it. You make a shahakal. That's the chiddush. So what, bro? We just said that you make a mezainis on rice. Says Gemara, k'maisik deira v'lo k'maisik deira. K'maisik deira the mevarchim alav tchila v'soif. V'lo k'maisik deira. This is a little bit of a doichak. Sometimes the Gemara does this because we want to say that the Bryce is not 100% the kasha. So we'll say, listen, maybe the Bryce is saying that it's like a maisik deira, that you make a bracha before and after, but not the same bracha. It is a big doichak. Dilu b'maisik deira? What kind of bracha? Let's see. Dilu b'maisik deira b'tchila b'yir minu zaynois v'b'soif bracha achitz min shalish. V'lacha b'tchila b'varach olav shahakol niyeh b'dvaroi v'b'soif b'yir nefashis rabbis v'chesroinon al kol ma shebara. So you don't make a bracha. You don't make the bracha b'yir minu zaynois. You make a shahakol, you make a boirei nefashos. Now, if I were to ask you, because everybody says boirei nefashos every single day, boirei nefashos rabbis v'chesroinom, what does that mean? And then, what does al kol masha barasa lahachayos b'hem nefesh kol choy? Everything I'm saying a bracha d'Hakadosh Baruch Hu, al kol masha barasa lahachayos. So if you were to ask me, I would say lahachayos means that you give us life. You give us life. So over here, there's a beautiful taisvus that Noam Fix pointed out to me. He came to me with like such, you have to see this taisvus. Then I was learning with my chavrusa, and he said the same thing. He's all excited about this taisvus. I said, I already saw it. He's very depressed that he wasn't the one that was machadash to me. But we should see taisvus inside because it's an amazing taisvus. I think you should take out a pencil and circle this taisvus. So Taisus says, what does the word v'chesroinam? What are you missing? Bread and water, which are the essentials of life. Without them, we can't exist. Bread and water. Now, the second part of it is also chiddush, because we would think to be mechayu, like mouth to mouth resuscitation. No. Everything that's in this world. You can live without chocolate. Because Baruch Hu created all these things, and we're thanking Him for giving us extra pleasures that are not necessary to our life. Like steaks, like apples. And then he finishes off. I'm just saying this because I'm a gronik. That's the Vilna Gaon says. You say Baruch Atah Hashem Chei Olamim like the Yerushalmi.
The Maharal has another shot in the bracha.
Yeah.
It says nefashos is things you need to live, but the Sroidim is you don't need it to live, but you'd be missing without it. It's not apples and mamtakim that makes you feel good, but without it you'd be missing. You need bread and water, but you also need.
So he says the Maharal. If you didn't hear, the Maharal says that lahachayis b'hem nefesh kol choy is that stage in between. Not that you don't need it at all. The chesro.
Be missing without it.
No. Oh, so he says the first part.
You need to live. The chesroin is you'd be missing.
So he's saying fakert, completely fakert. Chesroin, right? That's I would almost. I don't know. Maybe I would learn like the Maharal, but maybe Tais is saying the ganzen fakert. Okay, fine. V'oirez lav maisik deru. So you're telling me that if it's a maisik deira, if it's like oatmeal, you make a mezainis. But on oirez, on rice, you don't. It's not a maisik deira. Why not? But Tanya Elohim maisik deira, when it enumerates what a maisik deira is, one of the things that it says is oirez. So we have a big problem. We can't ignore that. It says chilka. So this we're talking about oats or whatever that grain is that comes out of wheat. It's, what is it called? Grits. Okay, take a grit. Chilka is a half. You mechalik it in half. Targis is a third. Soilus is going back to what we had in Menachos, that you fine flour that you make a mincha from. And then it goes back into these half. Third, zariz is a quarter of a grit. The point is that you're making oatmeal from partial grits. If it's a whole grit, it's harder to make. It doesn't stick as well. This is a different size grit. V'arson is a fifth, and then all the way at the end it says oirez. It says mafurish that oirez rice is considered a maisik deira, and a maisik deira should make a mezainis on. Homani, Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. So now we come up with this purple shita called Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. Oirez min daganu. In fact, oirez is one of the dagans. V'chayavim al chimutzei kares, and therefore, if you eat it on Pesach, you're chayav kares. V'adim yotzi b'dei chavasi b'Pesach, and if you make matzah out of it, it's like regular grain. You can make a matzah out of it, and you're over on chametz, etc. Avar Rabbanan loy. Rabbanan argue with him. Says the Gemara, Rabbanan loy v'tanya. HaKoises is achita. If somebody chews grain, mivarach oleh boiri pri adama. He makes a adama. Rabbi say, if you chew grain and you make a adama, what bracha achrona do you make? You chew it, you eat it, you have, it just means you eat it. It's because it's something that you don't typically eat, so it's called the kais, it's different logic. But you eat it, you swallow it, you ate a kazayis of it. No, bracha achrona. The first bracha is ha'adama. What do you make when you're done eating it? Bar nefashos. What else? Zok taisves. You're not going to believe this. Taisves about like kaises. Umisayim al ha'adama val pri ha'adama. You make a bracha main shalish because it happens to be grain, but the funniest main shalish you've ever seen. Al ha'adama val pri ha'adama. It's the first time in history. And he brings the Rabbi Natan that put it in his machzor, and he struck it out. Okay, B'kitzur, there might be such a concept called ala adama val pri adama, like a bracha achroin, like a main shalish, like ala michya. If you ground it up and you baked it and cooked it, if it looks like bread, but because it looks like bread. Shalish berachos always means berachos hamazon. Me'ein shalish means ala michya. It's a shortened version of the shalish. Shalish berachos means berachos hamazon. Im ein aprus kayamois, you cooked it so much that it disintegrated. You don't have bread. But mevarach aleh bayim min mezainas. Ulebasayv mevarach aleh bracha achas me'ein shalish. HaKoises is oirez. Now we're going back. We're trying to get to the question. HaKoises is oirez. If you chew rice, mevarach alav bari pri ha'adama. You make a ha'adama. Techonoi afayu bishloi. And if you grind it up, you bake it and you cook it. Avav isha prusis kayamois. Even though you could see a tzura of bread, but chila mevarach alav bari minim zaynois. V'sev mevarach alav bracha achas mein shalosh. You give it a bracha achrona. Mani. Now who could this go according to? Bracha. Me'ein shalish, look, me'ein shalish. The only one that says me'ein shalish here is Rabbi Gamliel. So let's see who goes according to Eli Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, Domar Oirez min daganu, Hamoitzilach min Aretz, V'shalish brachas by bruchi. Look at him. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri is birkas hamazon, and we're saying that you're giving him me'ein shalish. Elalav rabbanani, v'tiyufta de Rav v'Shmuel. Rav and Shmuel say that only on the 5 grains you make ala michya. And over here it says the Rabbanan say that on rice you make ala michya. That's a great kasha. Tiyufta. Interesting enough that Taisus points out that this tiyufta was on rice. There was no mention of doichan. This is a question on Rav and Shmuel when they say rice. The doichan says Taisus, maybe they're right that it is a shahako and it is a bar nefashos. Omar Mar hakoises is achito. We just learned, if somebody chews grain, mivarach aleh bayir pri adama, vatanya bayre mine zeraim. What do we do about this? That it says that you make, instead of adama, you make mine zeraim. It's a type of seed. Like Asher, Rabbi Yehuda v'Rabbanon. This nan. We learned in our Mishnah before, in the Mishnah, Rabbi Yehuda says you have to narrow it down a little bit better. So he says, if it's green, if it's a cabbage, if it's lettuce, you say bari minei d'shaim. But you have to narrow it down even further. And if it's seeds, you say bari minei zeraim. So on grain, you would say bari minei zeraim, not a general bracha of bari pri adama. Fine. That's only Rabbi Yehuda's shita. The Chachamim, Tanakam in the Mishnah say you make bari pri adama. Omamar, hakoises is a oirez mevarach ala bari pri adama. We learned that if you chew rice, you make a adama. If you grind it, you bake it, and you cook it. even if it looks like bread. B'tchilim mevarach al b'yir minim zaynos, l'b'soy berachos min shalosh. You make a bracha achrayna. V'tanya l'b'soy v'lo klum. You don't make any bracha. Now, is there such a thing as somebody eating something and doesn't make any bracha at all on a bracha achrayna? What? Now, by the way, I've noticed that in Shul's Kiddushim, usually there's no bracha achrayna. The olam is not makpid, they get up and they walk out. But I'm saying, lahalacha, is there such a thing of no bracha achrayna?
If you drink something over a long night.
Chaim is very makpid on that, by the way. And I bought these special benchers for the shear, the night shear, and nobody ever used them. They're in the plastic cover. Okay, they don't need a shear. In Kiddushim, they eat less than a shear, you're right, so over there, they're not mechuyev. So what does it mean, v'loy klum? You don't have to make a bracha achrayna. Who ever heard of such a thing? Says Rashi, v'loy klum is referring to the brachos of Eretz Yisrael, the me'ain shalosh, the peiros of Eretz Yisrael. That's the bracha that you don't make. In other words, when it says v'loy klum, from now on out, v'loy klum means you don't make a bracha achrayna, but you make a bar nefashis. A bar nefashis is considered v'loy klum. It's not a bracha because in terms of the peiros of Eretz Yisrael, of a pomegranate, you're not making that kind of bracha. A bracha mein shalish. You'll make a bracha achrayna, a beautiful bracha that Taisa says, Rabbi's v'chesroinam. V'loy klum, it's considered nothing. Om Rav Sheshes loy kashya. Ha Rabbi Gamliel v'ha Rabbanon. So we have a machlokes here. We're going to get to the machlokes soon. Now the Gemara goes on a little bit of a tangent, maybe 10 lines, and we're going to get to the bottom line. What's the machlokes of Gamliel and Rabbanon? Yisanya, Zeklal. Kol shu mishivas haminim. Anything from the 7 minim. Pomegranate, oil, dates, etc. Gamliel oimer shalosh brachos. You have to make a birkas hamazon on all shivas haminim, says Gamliel. You hear this? A birkas hamazon on what? Even a cup of wine. On grapes, one of the shivas haminim, on a cup of wine, you make birkas hamazon. As Tosfos, you have a catch-22. If you hold, you have to have a cup of wine when you bench on bread. So now, you made hamaitzi, now you have to make a bracha on wine, so you make wine, and now you have to make a birkas hamazon on the wine you just made. You drink the wine, and then you have to make so you're going to be all day long. That's Tosfos kasha. And he has some sort of deichik teres, in my opinion. He says, like, hey, he's not doing it, it's not a full, he doesn't have a full, what? What's that? You're so drunk you can't make a bracha. Okay, anyways, Ayin Sham. No, it's very hard to understand Ring Gamliel. If you need a kais, it has to be like, what do you call it? Not, what's his lashon? It's not a shear, it's not a, okay, Ayin Sham. Zog the Gemara, v'chacham bracha achas min shalosh. The mechulag Ring Gamliel, on Shivas Haminim, you make ala michya, that's what we do, right? Or Ma'aser Ring Gamliel v'askenim show you mesubim ba'aliyah b'yerichoi. They brought in front of them dates. Big mistake. Reb Gamliel holds that you have to make a birkas hamazon on dates because of Shivas Haminim. He tells Rabbi Akiva, go ahead and make the bracha for us. He thought he's going to do Rabbi Saina Varech and do a whole benching. Chafatz, he jumped in, uberach. Rabbi Akiva, bracha achas min shalosh. He did ala michya. Rabbi Gamliel is not happy. Akiva, why are you sticking your head into our machlokes? Omar loy, Rabbeinu, Rebbe, Av bishat oimer kain, v'chavirecha oimrim kain, you have machlokes, the maton Rabbeinu, I'm basing it on you. I'm going to ignore this specific shayla and halacha, I'm going to go into the general shayla. Yochav Rabbim, halacha Rabbim. I had a paskin like your friends. Maisa, unbelievable Maisa. Rabbi Yehuda oimer mishmoi, kol shu meshivas haminim, we're holding the flamet zayin on the base, v'loi min daganu. If it's not the grain mentioned in the Shivas Haminim, it's a fruit, oy min dagon, or it's the grain v'lo so pass and you didn't make a bread. You have to make birkas hamazon v'chachamim oimrim bracha achas. You only make a me'ein shalish. Kol she'eino eloi min Shivas Haminim v'lo min dagon. If it's not from the Shivas Haminim and it's not grain, kigoin pas oirez v'doichan, like rice. Bracha achas min shalish. So over here we have him right here. Rabbi says, bracha achas min shalosh. V'chachamim oimrim v'loy klum. What does v'loy klum mean? Bar nefashos. Here, Rabbanon, bar nefashos. So we have two out of the And we had before Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. V'mayo kimto kirim gamliel. Okay, so now here, finally, this explains this theory that we had before. Here are the two shittas. Before we said, oh, it's a machlokes from Gamliel Chacham. Here we finally. So turn off the LEDs, I think. Yosef, you know where it is? Yeah, but you have to turn off the LEDs, I think. The LEDs, no. Yeah, it's not on that. All right, a little less light. We have to buy the fixtures for the outdoors. That's why the outdoors. So it's not that, it's something else. Where's my phone? Need a stick of flashlight here. All right, we go weiter. Maybe if it's later. But Ma'akim Tekirim Gamliel. So you have a machlokes Chachamim and Gamliel, whether it's a Mein Shalosh or Bar Nefashis. Fine. But Ma'akim Tekirim Gamliel, that it's a Gamliel who says that it's Mein Shalosh, rice is Mein Shalosh, Ala Michyo, Emes Sefer Dereisha. Imei na Prusis Kayamos, we're talking about bread. If the bread, you made bread out of wheat, and it doesn't look like bread, but Tchila Mevarach Alei Bar Min Mezonos. Mani, Irim Gamliel Hashtakoi Sobis Va'adai Somer Gamliel. Sholish Brachos. Imena Prusas Kayom is Mebaya. If it started out, Rashi explains, if it started out as bread, certainly it should continue being like it should be a bracha me'achas mein sholish. Elab shita rabbanon. Yihachi kasha the rabbanon and the rabbanon. On the one hand, you say that rice is ala michya. And they say in the other places, burn nefashis. Which one is it? Well, we just said that there's machlokes between Rabbanan and Gamliel. Rabbanan are the ones that say burn nefashis. Gamliel is the one that's in main shalish. And now you're switching it to Rabbanan. So which one is it? What do they hold? Eloilam Rabbanan. And we have to switch the brice a little bit around. Utni gabi oirez ulabasoif einoi mevorach olav veloi klum. You make a burden of fashos according to Rabbanan. So what do we have? Bottom line is we have these four shittas here. Rav and Shmuel say in the beginning of the sugya that on bread made out of rice, you make a shahakol. And therefore you make a burden of fashos as a bracha chreina. Rabbanan, we just said, say you make a mezainas, and you finish off with a burden of fashos. V'loi klum, a burden of fashos. Ring Gamliel holds mezainas, but you make a main shalosh ala michya. And then we have the famous shita of Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. Famous, I mean, anybody that did a dirshu test. He makes hamaitzi on rice bread and a birkas hamazon on rice bread. La halacha, we go like this. You make a, rabbanon, mezainas and bar nefashos. Yeah. But not that. This doesn't apply to a rice side dish. This halacha. I don't know what a rice cake is. I have no idea.
I'm saying, is that not rice bread? It's not a rice bread? No.
Bread made from rice flour, not a rice cake.
It's puff rice.
Yeah, puff rice is different. Omar Rava.
No, they don't make rice bread.
Omar Rava, we got to go, Rabbi Yisai. We have 12 minutes. Omar Rava, hi riyato de chakloi. Riyato is like this chavetz that we spoke about yesterday. It's some sort of like a daisa, like some sort of concoction of oatmeal and porridge, whatever you call it. The chakloi of the villagers. We'll see what it is. The mapshi boa kimcha. They put a lot of flour in there. Mevarach barim minim zayin. Tasty, geschmack. My taima, the smida ikar, because the flour is the main thing. The mechayza, the ones of the city folk. Not that much flour. My taima, duv shikar. I guess they had more money maybe, or they were better mentioned. They needed it sweet. Put a lot of honey in there. Mela chakol. And this we also had yesterday, the same concept. The Rav Shmuel Damar Tarvayu, Kol Sheish B'Chamesh Saminim Mevarchim Al B'Rim Mezonos. If something has the 5 grains, it's a mezonos. And I pointed out Taisus yesterday as we were leaving that if the Chamesh Saminim acts as a binder, as glue, rice bread. This gluten-free and regular rice bread. This is what it looks like. Shkoyach for the picture. It looks exactly like regular bread. but it does not look like a rice cake. I guess that's the point of the picture. Okay. Right. So if this chameshes haminim acts just as a binder, then Taisus says ledevik ba'alma is not a mezainis, and therefore I don't know what other examples you might have. I was thinking about licorice. I think that's a big shaila. Licorice is, I guess the video also is black and that. Shem Yerachim. We got to figure out which one it is and leave that one off.
One by one.
Shkoyach. Here, like this or like this. Omer Rav Yosef, hi chavitzo. You're not going to figure it out like that one by one because it goes on for a little bit. Omer Rav Yosef, hi chavitzo. The isbei pirurim kizayis.
Get rid of the light. It's okay.
So now,
Eli, turn off the light. Okay.
I need to read. I'm not a bat. I'm not a dog.
China, they eat that.
Yeah. Shkoyach. Hi chavitzo. We're going to have all these complaints now that not only is it shaking, but it's dark and light. And look at the poor kids up there. Wow, look at this. So geschmack. Look at them in the gallery. See them? Listening to every word. Zog the Gemara. Omar Rav Yosef, "Hai chavitza." This is some sort of food that's made with bread. This by pirurim kezayis. According to Rashi, he cooked this up. B'tchila mevarach olav amoitzi lechem min haaretz, u'l'basoi mevarach olav shalish berachos. Why? It's made out of pieces of bread that are kezayis. So memela you make hamoitzi. It didn't lose its bread, and therefore you make berachos hamazon. The less like pirurim kezayis, if it's made with smaller pieces, b'tchila mevarach olav bar mezainos. You make a mezainos, u'basoi bracha achas me'ein shalosh, and at the end you make ala michya. Om Rav Yosef. I don't know. I was thinking it's not a great example, but
8 minutes.
no, you have those kugels that are made out of challah. You know the challah kugel. I know that there's a big shaila, but I'm not getting into this. This is already different shaila. French toast that's made out of, but that's fried. That's a different shaila. But I don't know. Good shaila. Omer Rav Yosef. Mina aminilo the Tanya. Rashi says this is talking about a Yisrael that came to bring his mincha. Omer. The Balabas says, "Shechiyanu v'kimanu v'giyanu lazman hazeh." According to Tosfos, it's referring to the kohen that does it because he's in a mishmar only every 24 weeks. According to Rashi, in Menachas, Tosfos brings it at the end. It's a person that's never done this before in his life. Over here, Rashi says the Balabas comes and does a mincha. He hasn't been there for a while. Shechiyanu. Nitalan la'achlan. It's interesting. Who took it? Not the Yisrael, because he can't eat it. Only the Kohen could eat it. So the Kohen took it to eat it. Mevarach hamoitzi lechem min haaretz. V'tani Allah v'kulam paisasam kizayis. The machlokes. Chacham hold, you break it down into kizayis pieces. In order to do kmitza, you go like this, you take your fingers, you stick it into the, if you weren't here, chaval, you weren't here, menachas, we did a whole demonstration. You stick it in, and whatever you scoop out, this part that's between your 3 fingers, that's the kmitza, you throw it on the mizbeach. You have to go into it. Yeah. V'tani alav v'kulam b'zik gizayis. Omer le'abayo. Elo me'ato l'tanu d'Rabbi Shmuel d'Omer porchen ach mechzin l'sultan. Oh, so what's the raya here? It has to be kizayis. So you see that if it's a kizayis, then you make a hamoitzi. If not, not. As abayo. What about according to the other man d'Omer that says porchen ach mechzin l'sultan? You have to make it so fine, you have to bring it back down to fine soilas. Hachanami, deloiboy beruche, hamoitzi lechem min haaretz. So what, you don't have to make hamoitzi? V'chiteima. Hachanami, that if it's small little pieces, you broke it down to fine flour, you don't have to make hamoitzi. V'tanya, lokat mikulon, kizayis v'acholon. If you went from the mincha, you went around and you took a kizayis from everything, Im chometzu onish kares. If you took a total of a kazayis, you chayiv kares v'matzu odemetz v'dechavas b'pesach. What's the pshat? It's talking about the first attempt of the Gemara is that he took these small pieces, but he broke it down back down to dough. He made it into dough, and then he baked it again. That's why you're chayiv kares. That's why you're yotzem matzah. But if it was just pieces of crumbs, you wouldn't be chayiv, and you wouldn't be yotzem matzah. So how do we get along with the seifa? You have to eat it you have to eat a half a loaf of bread, which is like 4 kibetzim, in the time of achilas pras, a half a bread, however long it takes to eat half bread, between 3 and 9 minutes. But if it's talking about that he made a brand new bread out of this, why does it say he ate them referring to crumbs? He made a new bread out of it. So it's one bread, it's singular. He ate that bread that he made. It seems like we're still dealing with crumbs, not a full bread. If it comes from a large bread, so even though it's crumbs, the crumbs have a chashivas to them. They come from a source of bread, and memela it's amaitzi. But if it's just crumbs without any source, then you don't make. So the Gemara may have elo. Omar Rav Sheshes, Hay chavitzo. Afagav the let's be purim kizayis. Even though it doesn't have larger pieces, mevarach olav amoitzi lechem min haaretz. Make amoitzi amarava v'hu de'ika alei terisa denahama. It's great to be doing Daf Yomi. You can just fly through these 2 words, pretend they're not even there. If these small pieces look like bread, you could tell that they're bread. Then you make amoitzi lechem min haaretz. But if they don't look like bread, then you don't make amoitzi lechem min haaretz. It has to have a tzuras hapas. It has to look like bread. Very interesting. What if somebody wants to eat bread? He wants to get the carbs, but he doesn't want to make hamaitzi. He's in a rush. So Taisus brings that, who was it? Rabbeinu David Mimitz. Taisus did Ramaskal Omarava. He would take his bread and soak it in water overnight, and memela it turned a different color. He wouldn't make hamaitzi, and he wouldn't make a berachos hamazon. He just did it in order to get the sustenance, the carbs from it. No, he had a no. I don't know. I never.
It tastes disgusting.
If the guy did, I don't know. What? It looks different, the matzah, if you soak it. I hear. Okay. So now, what about crumbs? Just plain old crumbs. What bracha do you make on them? Regular crumbs, you make hamaitzi. What? No, if it's a kizayis. But I'm saying we're discussing here crumbs that are in a tafshel. But a crumb that's not in a tafshel is hamaitzi. Because according to Taisvas, once it's cooked, there's no hamaitzi anymore. And that's how we paskin. We paskin like Taisvas, that once it's cooked, it loses its hamaitzi. Taisvas says that we're talking about you take these crumbs and you glue them together with something else, like with juice or eggs. But if you're cooking it, Taisvas says you lose the hamaitzi. So therefore, la halacha, if you have crumbs that are not cooked, they're just crumbs, but they're a kazais, you do make hamaitzi. Even though you don't have a tzuras, well, those do have tzuras pas. That's what I'm saying. A crumb has tzuras pas. It looks like breadcrumbs. What the Taisus is doing is you soak it in water, then it doesn't look like breadcrumbs.
They look like pita chips, but they were cooked, so then you don't have to make hamaitzi on them. Pita, like you cooked it, right? You have a pita chip.
No, it's bread and you broke it down to how big is the size?
There's all different kinds, all different pieces.
And what, you can't tell it's a pita? Why can't you tell it's a pita?
You can.
So then why not?
But they don't make
Then why not? Why wouldn't you be chayiv in
on
hamaitzi?
these chips, the last says
Yo.
mazonos, even though it's bread.
Maybe they started out as mazonos. Maybe they started out as mazonos. I don't know. Maybe it's made with apple juice. I don't know. Let's just. We have 1 minute, Rabbi said 1 minute. Shreiknin chayavim b'chala. And v'chiyasa ravin, the going takes this out. V'chiyasa ravin on Rabbi Yochanan troiknin p'tur min achala. My troiknin, what is this troiknin? Omar abaya kuba da'ara. It's like some fine dough, almost like, let's say, a pancake batter that you throw into the oven. You put it into some sort of Rabbi say. Just 1 more minute. Hold on for a second. You put in this pancake batter into the bottom of the oven and it cooks. V'amar abaya terisa p'tura min achala. My terisa iked amri gvil miratich. It's a very, very thin batter. I would think something like a blintz batter. Viged amre nahamo de hindika. This is like some sort of Indian food that you smear with oil and eggs. Viged amri lechem asi likutach. You bake this bread in the sun. So you potter from challah. It's not real bread. Says the Gemara, if you take this batter, you take this kutach that you bake it in the sun, and you're serious about it, you braid it like a challah, you show that you want it to be a bread, then asam kavin chayavim, then you're chay b'chalo kilimudin p'tur. If it's just like a plop of dough that has no tzura, nothing, then it's patam min achala. Have a wonderful day.
It's like the part. Even if it's